My name's Matt Berry. I had the pleasure of interviewing Simon Callow, who I believe to be a true Renaissance man. Such talents should always be cherished, as their mere existence will inadvertently brighten any situation or project they are involved with. Not only has he become a Goliath of the theatre, but also of the written word. His works on Dickens and Orson Welles are very highly regarded. I interviewed him in his tiny dressing room at the top of the Ambassadors Theatre in 1987, where he was starring in an adaptation of Jilly Cooper's book Riders. He was a joy to interview due to his honesty, his tireless enthusiasm, and a surprising sense of mischief. Now, Simon, most people know you as an incredibly successful stage and film actor.
Yes.
But that isn't what you started off doing, which we will come back to. Let's talk about acting.
Yeah.
Is it true that you got into theatre just by writing to Laurence Olivier?
Absolutely. I wrote him a 3-page letter, ending up, I think, with the phrase, the National Theatre, as you have created, it makes one feel proud to be British, which is the sort of thing that Sir Lawrence liked to hear.
And then, incredibly, within 24 hours, you were on stage to a full house, playing Mercutio with no rehearsal.
No.
Not even an audition.
I think it's the best piece of acting I've ever done.
You've ever done? Yes, I've heard you say that before.
Yeah.
And then literally the next day, you went to the RSC, where you were playing...
I was playing Mr. Fezziwig.
Mr. Fezziwig. And then across town to the Old Vic, where you were playing...
Zvonimir Ciglic.
Yes, in Alan Ayckbourn's The Crucible. Yeah. And it's during that play that you had an epiphany. Yeah. Could you tell us what that was?
When I stepped out onto the stage to play that part, that the ground opened up underneath me, and I realized how unbelievably dreadful I was. No. How utterly ghastly.
No.
Absolutely.
You were that bad?
Oh, yes. Oh, God, yes.
And all this has happened just within 1 week?
Yes.
Let's not forget. From when you wrote the letter to you deciding... And you quit, is that right?
Yes, you could put it that way, or I would put it differently, which is just that
they fired you?
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty good going. I mean, you got away with it for a whole week. Now, Simon Callow, you're 22.
Yeah.
You've quit acting after 1 week.
Yeah.
And you decide to get married.
Yes.
To your first wife, who at that time was 66.
I've been very, very drawn to older women, and they to me.
Amazing.
Ladies of a certain age just immediately respond to me, and I to them.
Not a lot of people know you as a ladies' man, but you really are, aren't you?
Yes.
I mean, you've always got someone on the go.
Absolutely.
I mean, every time I open a magazine, you're at a premiere with a new girlfriend.
That just has been a running theme through my life.
Certainly has. So, between getting married, age 22, and late 1970, you met Ozzy Osbourne and became the first lead guitarist in Black Sabbath.
Yes.
I mean, how the hell did that happen? Before you do that, tell me a bit about Ozzy Osbourne.
I believe he has one of the most heartbreakingly beautiful voices of the 20th century. I'm putting him, therefore, in the same league as Elizabeth Schwarzkopf and Tito Gobbi. And so
Tito Gobbi, high praise. I mean, a lot of people are going to find this quite difficult to believe, that you started acting. You acted for a week, you quit, you joined Black Sabbath, and then carried on acting. But I want to go back to Black Sabbath again. So, what was the relationship between you and Ozzy Osbourne?
He became my friend, as it were.
And that was due to him seeing you in a pub playing an early Gibson SG, which SG meaning solid guitar.
Yes.
And it was the SG with the P91 pickup, which has since become the punk guitar. I mean, it's the loudest guitar.
Absolutely.
And you very kindly brought that guitar in with you today.
Yes.
And what we're going to do in a second is you're going to demonstrate the difference with my guitar, which I brought in, and then you're going to play your guitar. And both going into the same amp. Simon's just walked into the corner of the room, Simon Callow, and he's plugging my guitar into his amp to demonstrate the difference between the two in your own time.
Right. Here we go.
So that was my guitar.
Yes.
Didn't sound too bad, didn't sound too great. So now you're going to plug yours in. Whoa there! God!
Here we go.
Simon! That was so loud! That was... I'm deaf!
Right.
Come back over here, Simon. There's ringing in my ears. Can you hear it?
Yes.
I thought my teeth had fall out. Did you think it was loud?
No, well, yes.
Anyway, now, forgetting the guitar for a second, you were also responsible for some of the early Sabbath lyrics, were you not?
Yes.
Some of which some might think are a bit rum de coco. I mean, there's...
Absolutely.
Girl, I want to jigger you every which way but Chelsea. Was that one of yours?
Yes.
If you can't pot the pink, then pot the brown. Was that one of yours?
Yes.
It's extraordinary that you would write lyrics like that. You know, being so fond of Shakespeare. What were the rest of your lyrics like?
Absolutely obscene, and some of it was sublime.
But you eventually left the band due to the death of the drummer.
Yes.
Now, that's a huge cliche. Talk about drummers who die in peculiar circumstances, but this one really did.
Oh, God, yes.
I mean, he was a great friend of yours, was he not?
Absolutely.
A larger-than-life gay Scotsman. He was a fantastic drummer, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened to him.
As you say, that this gay man who was utterly life-affirming and life-enhancing, a huge, generous spirit, was killed not by AIDS at all, but by Scottish dancing.
Really? I mean, that's got to be a first, regardless of you being a drummer or not.
Nobody was more surprised than me.
Yeah, but that still has to be a first, right?
I can't explain it, but it's exactly the same thing as Charles Lawton.
What? He also died of country dancing?
Yes.
Now, it's come to that point in the interview where I'm going to ask you, Simon Callow, to empty the contents of your pockets onto the table in front of us.
Ah.
I know. Try not to think about it. Show us your first item.
A nose hair trimmer. 2 young gazelles. A tornado. Eye patch. Young Spaniards. Christopher Hampton's hippopotamus. The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, God. Now, let's get back. So, you've quit Black Sabbath,
Yes.
and then within the space of a fortnight, you're back on the West End stage in a two-hander production of The Elephant Man with Russ Abbott.
It's quite embarrassing, really.
Why is that embarrassing? You don't think he's a good actor?
Oh, yes. Oh, God, yes. I do.
Okay.
Terribly moved, man.
You were terribly moved by his performance.
Yes.
And what about your character?
The character that I played was a screaming queen.
Which is a character that we never see you play. So that must have been a bit of a stretch.
Yes.
I mean, what was it that Russ Abbott did that impressed you so?
first of all, is central to what I would wish to achieve as an actor, though God knows I haven't come anywhere close to achieving a performance as remarkable as any of his.
Well, that's a lovely thing to say. I'm sure he'd be thrilled to hear that.
Yeah.
OK, before we play our last bit of music together, and while you're in a very generous mood,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you a series of quick-fire questions. No, and I'm going to start now. Simon Callow, have you ever been paid to perform Shakespeare for the entertainment of foreign dictators?
Yes.
Would you trust an Irishman with your life savings?
No, well...
Have you ever started a fire in anger?
Yes.
Do you have a complete set of fingers and toes?
No, funnily enough...
Do you own a firearm license?
Ah.
Do you own a firearm?
Yes.
I beg your pardon?
Yes.
The Oxford English Dictionary or Mills and Boon?
Mills and Boon.
Would you consider killing a family member over inheritance?
Yes.
Have you ever made love to a woman on a ferry?
Absolutely.
How many fingers am I holding up? Have you ever broken wind in the theatre?
Oh, God, yes.
Now, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Well, my mother...
So, to end with,
Yeah.
you wanted to jam,
Yes.
and I play very basic drums, so if you just start, then I'll just play along with you, but don't play that loud guitar. I'm still Mutt and Jeff from the last time we played. Right, okay.
Yes.
I'm going to go and get on the kit, and you start one of your licks.
Here we go.
Simon Callow is currently appearing in Run for Your Wife at the Adelphi Theatre. He will then be joining Noddy Holder and the cast of Aladdin at the Pier Theatre in Southend, before playing McCavity in the touring production of Cats. He then takes a break from theatre and can be seen as Dr. Horlicks in Boone, ending a busy year back in Panto playing Jack the Ripper with Ted Rogers and the Brian Rogers Connection dancers in Cinderella.
Matt Berry Interviews was written, performed and edited by Matt Berry. The producer was Matt Strong and it was a BBC Studios production.